Can you see everything? Is that okay?
Yes, we can see.
Okay. So hello. I'm Thomas Oulare. I do forensics, computer science and security. And today I will be showcasing my research for extracting and classifying data usage agreement terms in privacy policies. So the main things being discussed today is what is the research about, why does user data matter, the privacy paradox in relation to data usage terms, how data usage is shown for users, the current approaches and shortcomings, the proposed artifact, the design mockup, and then the artifact feature. So first, what is the research about? Why does the user data matter? Do users care about data? How can we raise awareness on data usage online? And what can this project do to make a difference? So firstly, why does user data matter? So firstly, data can be used irresponsibly. Massive companies such as Uber, Target, Facebook have all shown us that data misuse is very easy to do, and that some companies can't be trusted. It's hard to take data back. Once you give data to various different websites or companies, it's really hard to keep track of it. And data only loses value to companies. We don't. We still value our name, our number, our email address, and the only people who are really losing the value on that are companies as they sell it more. So the privacy paradox in relation to data usage terms. So the privacy paradox is when users claim that they actually care about data privacy or just privacy in general, but then their actions do not match with their worries and their importance. So as you can see in the bottom left, 68% of people in the study said of perception of data privacy importance said that it was extremely important to them, but as you can see on the right hand side, the percentage of users who skip data usage terms is massive. Only 13% of users actually never skip privacy policies and actually read the data usage terms of what information they're giving. So why does this happen? There's a few reasons. One is that users, they don't want to go to any extra effort to click on links or to actually view the privacy or look through it. It takes a lot of time. And if you're creating an account and it says, sign up here, and then if you want to see the privacy policy, then you can click here, users aren't going to do that. Another reason is just lack of awareness. Users aren't aware of what kind of data is being taken from companies, and companies aren't doing a lot to actually make them aware either. And then finally, some people just don't care. They just say, well, I'll trust the company, and then hopefully nothing happens to my data. So alerting and showing users data usage. So users need to see the privacy policy in front of them. They need to see the data usage terms. In a study, 80% of people when creating an account, they just skip the data usage terms completely. But in the same study, when they were actually shown the data usage terms in front of them, then they actually spent an average of 59 seconds reading it, which is really positive. But then the problem is that actually, out of the top 5 websites where you can create accounts, only Google actually shows you clearly what data they're going to be using from you and what they're going to be taking. So companies really aren't doing a lot to raise awareness of their users, of what data is being taken from them. So what are the current approaches to solve this? So we have usableprivacy.org, which is a academic project which uses machine learning in order to annotate privacy policies and make users aware. They have 7,000 privacy policies currently annotated by a machine, and they actually provide a data set which this project uses in order to teach machines in order to learn the annotation. Some of the shortcomings of this website is that users do actually have to go to the website themselves, which, as we discussed before, users aren't realistically going to do that a lot of the time. And also because of the nature of the how it's meant to be built upon by others, the annotations are quite overbearing and it can be quite confusing for users. And then we have terms of service didn't read, which is a service which summarizes manually terms of service and privacy policies, and they manually do it all, and they have a browser extension that actually alerts you to when a website has bad privacy policy techniques and things like that, through a grading system. Some of the shortcomings of this is that because of the manual aspect, they have quite a small database, and they focus on higher end websites. Once again, because of that manual aspect, they want to get as many people to use the service as possible, and they're also slow to expand, once again because of the manual aspect. So what does this project do to change that? So the proposed artifact is a data usage agreement, extraction and classification machine learning tool. So the main focuses of this artifact is first party collection and third party sharing. These are the only things that this machine learning tool will actually focus and give to the user, because otherwise it's too much, it's overbearing. We want to ease the users in to actually understanding what data is being taken and what data is being used, and that's the only thing they need to know for this tool in particular. Also, we want an easy to expand database, once again through the machine learning, making it really easy to annotate and give users a recommendation or give them the actual terms. And then a browser extension, so users don't have to actually go to another website or go to or use it independently. They can just have it there on the website. When they enter the website, it will tell them the data usage terms. And then classification of data usage wording. This wording consists of sort of, we may do this to your data, or we allow this to happen with your data. That's the kind of thing that's being classified here. So here we have a little mock-up. It just says, this privacy policy does not seem trustworthy. Do you want to give this company your data? View data usage terms here. So what are the future outcomes of this artifact? So the main ones is this tool is made to promote understanding. It's there to create awareness, and it's there to actually to make users want to make their own choices. So they may choose to not use a service because specifically the data usage agreements that they've seen. That's the important thing. This artifact, it's there to just raise awareness, and then hopefully users can do things by themselves a bit more. As well, just expanding the database so that users can continue using it. There'll be another feature where you can request to have a website privacy policy annotated, and then hopefully, because of the machine learning element, it will be quick and it can just be up there the next day. So that's everything. Are there any questions, please?
Yeah, I have one question.
Okay, yes, please do go on with the question.
Sorry, Andrew. First of all, good presentation, Tom. That was very interesting. One question is, you mentioned at the beginning that companies like Uber and Facebook have had massive leaks in the past, but I'm wondering what the repercussions for the customer would be. Like, what's the danger? What is there to lose in having your data leaked?
Well, as I said, it's very much a view of personal privacy and what users are willing to accept. So the whole idea of this project is it's creating awareness so that users can, before this kind of thing happens, accept on a more aware level that this stuff might actually happen. So for instance, with Facebook, the leaks that happened, if you read sort of how much data they're taking in, it's more about, instead of just accepting that and going, well, there's nothing I can do about it, it's a good service, actually starting to have more of a drive to go through with the concerns of the privacy and actually just not using the website at all. I don't know. I'm sorry if that didn't answer your question a bit.
No, that was interesting. Thank you.
Any other question? Okay. If anyone is thinking, I actually do have one myself. if I'm not sure if I understood you correctly, but you're saying your contribution is actually the artifact that makes this a little more transparent, right? Am I getting you right? So your contribution is the website, and the machine learning part of things has already been done?
So effectively, I'm going to be using a data set to train a a to train software that then I can collect annotations from websites and then store that in a database, and then that database can then be shared with a browser extension, which can then give the user the first party usage terms and the data usage terms. So I'll be creating a software for that using a data set that's already been created.
An additional question, in terms of the users themselves, I know you showed the statistics on how people behave when they see what the different websites or other tools tell them, but do you feel that people really change their behavior when they're given this information from a personal perspective? Do you think that given this information really changes how people act?
Well, I think it's a massive problem, and this one browser extension isn't going to fix that. But I think this puts more people on the right path because, as I said, this is sort of an in-between point, because the ideal would be that all users actually understood and cared about their data, but that's why the focus is specifically for this project just on the data usage terms themselves, because at least the people that are actually interested but find it hard to apply their reasoning to why they shouldn't use a service can have a little bit of an easier time to understand quicker why a company might not be worth their time because of the data usage. So it's more a middle ground of users who are interested and really are interested in having that privacy and not giving data over, but the current state of how companies give privacy policies kind of makes it difficult for them to do that. So it's more of a middle ground.